Hey everyone, welcome to my new series called the AMMO Training Academy. Now in this particular series, we're going to be going over the step-by-step process to properly detail your car, but from the perspective of a beginner detailer. Now I gave myself a challenge in this series. I said, if I only had 1 hour of your time, meaning you, the viewer at home, what would I say? What would I do? How would I teach you how to be better than 90% of the driveway detailers out there? What I needed to do is to break down detailing into its core fundamentals. And we're going to talk a little bit about that in this series. And we also talk about the 7 chapters. The first one is the master guide. Now this master guide is a free downloadable PDF on my website. Everything we're talking about in this series is being compressed into this one thing that you can print out and put in your garage. Chapter 102 is the core detailing principles. 103 is the essential detailing tools. This isn't like fun things to have or cool. I'm talking about the meat and potatoes of detailing. So this is a fun one. 104, essential car cleaning steps, protecting steps, the most common detailing mistakes. And then once you're done with the detail, how do you maintain it? So there's a whole lot of things that we need to talk about from the perspective of a beginner. We're gonna do a little bit of classroom work here, and then we're gonna go downstairs and really show you how to do this step-by-step process. So let's get started.
Before we get started with my training system, a few quick notes to help you get the most out of watching this series. Number 1, I highly encourage you to print out a copy of the master guide and have it in front of you as you're watching the following chapters. Understanding how and why this guide was designed the way that it was is critical to executing proper cleaning and protecting steps. Number 2, remember, this first series in the AMMO Training Academy is devoted to beginners with little to no knowledge of detailing and will not make you a pro overnight. We'll have an advanced and pro series in the future that'll cover more complex topics and techniques like paint correction and wet sanding. This series, however, will give you a strong foundation of detailing's core principles to get you started. And finally, number 3, the chapters and their content will build in complexity as we progress through the series. To watch the entire series uninterrupted, go to my website and click on the training link to watch ad-free. If you want to go back and focus on just one chapter at a time, we also have that available for you as well. To uncover the core fundamentals of detailing and to take you through the actual steps of cleaning and protecting your car, we first need to define what detailing means. We define detailing as bringing a vehicle back to its factory condition or better. And although this sounds straightforward and simple, the number of techniques, tools, and products are so confusing that a basic detail can quickly become overwhelming. But this is how you can begin to look through the fog and understand how powerful this master guide will be for you going forward. After boiling down and weeding out all the noise, 4 simple yet fundamental blocks are left behind. Number 1 is your core, or your why, meaning what's the purpose for your detailing. The number 2 block is the sequence, or the where, or in other words, what area of the car are you going to detail and in what order. Number 3 is your method, or your how, meaning what techniques are you going to use when you're at your particular location of the vehicle to be detailed. And lastly, the 4th block is the rules. These rules will help prevent avoidable mistakes and potential injury to yourself. With this in mind, I rearranged the blocks vertically and built a master guide from these 4 fundamental principles: core, sequence, method, and rules. The core, or your purpose for detailing, is either to clean, protect, or correct the vehicle. If you think about it, almost every aspect of detailing a car encompasses at least one of these 3 purposes. However, because this is a beginner series, we're going to be focusing our attention on the cleaning and protecting, not the correcting. Correcting is an advanced and pro-level technique that will be covered in our next series.
If we're cleaning the car and we're protecting the car, in theory, we don't need to correct it. And that is a massive understanding that I think a lot of beginners, it kind of goes over their head, and it is so important. So if we do this correctly and sort of maintain the car, this we're going to call the emergency room. We don't want to go to the emergency room and correct it. So let's pretend for a second I'm the ER doctor in this weird scenario. Cars keep coming in every single day to the shop and they're messed up and I need to correct them like an ER doctor. So I go in there and I correct it and I do all the things and now they're perfect. I patch them all up and on the way out and I say, hey, Mr., Mrs., you need to do this, this, and this to be healthy, meaning in the ER doctor, you got to eat your apples and exercise and do things right and then don't come see me again. That's kind of what I say to people that come in for detail. Hey, the car's looking good. We're gonna need to clean it and protect it properly. Let me go over the steps, which we're gonna do now. And so you don't come back and see me. So the whole purpose is you don't schedule appointments with an emergency room doctor. That's insane. You go there when you need it, but it's not like, hey, on Wednesday, I'm going to the emergency room. That's the same idea with correction. So that concept alone, if you get anything out of this video, just clean it and protect it, and correction is not something that you want to do.
Block number 2 is the sequence or proper order in which to execute the cleaning and protecting. The order is engine, wheels, paint, interior, and then glass. This is the most effective and efficient way to move through your detail. Block number 3 is the method or proper technique used when you're at your location to be cleaned and protected, such as the engine, wheels, paint, and so on. First, you pre-rinse the location, you wash it, rinse it, and then dry it properly. This simple method is the foundation to safely cleaning your vehicle. Don't worry, we'll go over each step throughout the following chapters. For now, just get familiar with the layout of the master guide as you follow along. The 4th block is the rules. Now, these rules govern how we approach each area of the car and the methods we use to clean and protect them. Follow the rules and avoid needless mistakes. Take a quick look at the rules before you start each new sequence.
I think it was important to kind of show you, hey, what did I do when I was thinking about building this master guide and breaking these things up? This concept alone in our next series here is going to be the core detailing principles. Those combined with, hey, let's break this apart into its simplest form, is really going to help you think about going towards mastery, if you want to or not, but you have to have the right foundation. So I think this particular part is either good for someone who's just a beginner or even, wants to be a pro. You gotta learn the basic math before you start doing like hardcore arithmetic. Does that make sense? So let's go into the core detailing principles. We got to go downstairs. This is about as much classroom stuff. You guys made it. This is good. We're going to go downstairs and actually walk through some of the major concepts. If you keep them in your mind, detailing is going to be pretty simple for you.
This is just one video within the Ammo Training Academy. To go through the entire course and to learn how to detail your car properly, visit AMMONYC.com and click on the training link.